Margaret Tate is the executive editor-in-chief of a book publishing company in New York. Her employees dislike her because of her pushy personality. Margaret learns from her boss, Chairman Bergen, that her visa renewal application has been denied due to a visa term violation, and she will be deported back to Canada. Not wanting to lose her job and life in New York, she blackmails her long-suffering personal assistant Andrew Paxton into marrying her in order for her to obtain a green card. She reminds Andrew that if she is deported, the work he did as her assistant will be lost, putting his dream of becoming an editor on hold. U.S. Immigration Agent Gilbertson informs them that he believes they are committing fraud to avoid Margaret's deportation. Gilbertson tells them that they will be questioned about each other separately. If their answers do not match, Margaret will be deported to Canada permanently, and Andrew will be charged with a felony punishable by a $250,000 fine and 5 years in prison. Andrew insists that Margaret promote him as an editor after their marriage, and publish the book he has been recommending to her. Margaret is forced to agree. The couple travels to Andrew's hometown of Sitka, Alaska, to meet his family. Margaret meets Andrew's mother, Grace, and grandmother, Annie. Margaret notices that nearly every shop in town carries the name Paxton during the trip to the family home, and finds out that Andrew's family is indeed very wealthy. Andrew confronts his father, Joe, at a welcome home party, who is upset that Andrew is dating the boss he has long hated, and believes he is using her to advance in his career. Following their argument, Andrew announces his engagement to everyone. Margaret also runs into Gertrude, Andrew's ex-girlfriend. At the party, they make up a story about how Andrew proposed to Margaret. The next day, as part of Margaret's bachelorette party, Grace and Annie take her to a local bar to watch a strip dance by locally famous, but over-the-hill exotic dancer, Ramon. Margaret learns from Gertrude that Andrew aspired to be an editor and create his own life, and that Andrew had proposed to Gertrude. However, Gertrude refused because she did not want to leave Sitka for New York. Margaret also learns of the conflict between Andrew and Joe. Margaret asks Andrew about his relationship with his father that night, but Andrew refuses to speak. Instead, Margaret opens up to him. The next day, the family convinces them to marry while in Sitka. Margaret realizes how close and real Andrew's family is, which affects her deeply, especially given the deception. She boards Andrew's boat and takes off with him. She admits that she has been alone since her parents died when she was 16 years old, and has forgotten what it is like to have a family. Meanwhile, Gilbertson has arrived in Sitka, ready to charge Andrew with fraud. Margaret interrupts the wedding ceremony by confessing the truth to everyone. Gilbertson gives her 24 hours to leave for Canada. Andrew rushes to their room, only to find Margaret gone, leaving his book manuscript with a note of praise and a promise to publish it. Gertrude tries to console Andrew and encourage him to go after Margaret. As he rushes out to find Margaret, he and Joe have another argument. Annie suffers from a heart attack and is airlifted to the hospital, where she convinces her family to reconcile before she passes away. After things get moving again, she admits to faking the heart attack and tells the pilot to head to the airport in hopes of catching up to Margaret. However, they miss the plane. Andrew returns to New York and confesses his feelings for Margaret in front of the entire office staff. After kissing, they go to Gilbertson and tell him they are engaged again, but this time for real. During the credits, Gilbertson questions Margaret, Andrew, Andrew's family, and Ramon. Each of the answers proves Gilbertson is right about them.